Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something called the skin-brain-gonad axis. We are going to explore the hardcore biological truth behind why your energy and honestly, your mood shifts so much with the seasons. It turns out there's a literal pathway in your body designed to capture the sun's energy and radically alter your hormone levels.
I mean, ever wonder why your mood, your overall energy, and yeah, even your level of passion just seem to skyrocket when the weather gets warm? Most of us intuitively chalk up these seasonal spikes in our romantic drive to, just summer vacation vibes. We think we're just relaxed, taking time off, or wearing lighter clothing. But actually, the science tells a completely different story. It's not just the vibes, it's a hardwired biological circuit capturing electromagnetic energy from the sun. The light in our environment is literally pulling the levers of our deepest romantic drives.
Now, traditionally, when we think about how light affects our biology, we focus almost entirely on the eyes, right? Light enters the eyes, hits the pineal gland, and regulates our sleep by controlling melatonin. And hey, that's true, and it is absolutely crucial. But the new science reveals something totally wild. Our skin isn't just a covering. It's actually a massive, highly sensitive sensory organ. We've got to start thinking about light as electromagnetic energy. When specific wavelengths, specifically UVB light, hit your skin, it doesn't just give you a tan. It kicks off a biological pathway that leads straight to the production of testosterone and estrogen.
So this whole mechanism is what we call the skin-brain-gonad axis. Here's how it works. When short-wavelength UVB light makes contact with the very top layer of your skin, it literally changes which genes your cells are expressing. It triggers this profound internal cascade. Basically, energy from the sun is captured by the skin. That signal is routed straight through your nervous system to your brain, and then your brain signals your gonads, your reproductive organs, to ramp up hormone production. Daytime sunlight is actively functioning to boost testosterone and estrogen in both men and women. It directly impacts how you feel, your vitality, and your daily drive.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, come on, is this just a theory? Absolutely not. To prove this wasn't just some psychological phenomenon or placebo effect from having a nice day at the beach, we can look at a landmark study published in the highly respected journal Cell Reports. The researchers here were incredibly meticulous. They wanted their findings to be bulletproof, so they examined this biological axis using both animal models and human subjects. And the results? Well, they fundamentally changed how we understand our interaction with sunlight.
The findings across the different species were just stunning. In the animal models, researchers observed a literal, measurable increase in the physical weight and size of the reproductive organs, specifically the testes and ovaries, just from UVB exposure. The animals also became way more likely to seek out and engage in mating behavior. And then, when they moved the study to human subjects, the data totally mirrored the animal models, just manifested in our complex psychology. Consistent light exposure shifted their entire psychology of desire. Both men and women reported a measurable increase in passionate feelings. And get this, it actually changed how they perceived the attractiveness of other people. They literally saw others as more attractive simply because their own skin had captured UVB light. Crazy, right?
And for women specifically, the implications go way deeper than just mood or perceived attractiveness. Researchers found a direct link between this UVB exposure and significantly enhanced fertility markers. Capturing that sunlight resulted in better follicle growth and an increase in egg maturation. Ultimately, activating this axis helps ensure the production of more healthy eggs. It is just a stunning reminder that our reproductive systems are deeply, deeply intertwined with the natural cycles of our environment.
Okay, so understanding the skin-brain-gonad axis is super fascinating, but putting it to work, actually capturing those photons to optimize your own vitality, that is where the real value is. The crucial question is, how do we practically translate this high-level science into an everyday behavioral protocol? We want to build a science-based routine that lets us harness this electromagnetic energy efficiently and, of course, safely.
Luckily, building this into a highly effective routine is surprisingly simple. Step 1, aim for just 2 to 3 sunlight exposures per week. You don't need to be out there sunbathing every single day to activate this pathway. Step 2, spend about 20 to 30 minutes per session. Step 3, and this one is absolutely critical, maximize your safe skin exposure. Remember, your skin is the sensory organ capturing the light. The total amount of skin exposed dictates exactly how many photons your system takes in. The more skin you can safely expose to the sun, the bigger the hormonal bang for your buck. And finally, step 4 is completely non-negotiable. You have to physically get outside. So why is getting outside a non-negotiable rule? Well, because windows just don't work for this. You might think you're getting a fantastic dose of sunlight sitting in a bright office or driving your car on a sunny afternoon. But actually, most modern glass is specifically designed to filter out that crucial short wavelength UVB light. Without those specific wavelengths hitting your skin, you simply cannot activate the specialized light-sensing melanopsin cells required to kickstart the whole axis. You literally have to be outside. And here's a great pro tip. Even on a cloudy day, the light energy coming through the clouds outdoors is still far more potent than any standard indoor artificial source. So get outside.
However, managing your light environment isn't just about daytime exposure and boosting those hormones. As with pretty much all biological tools, there's a flip side. Timing is absolutely everything. You can't just flood your system with light at any random hour and expect all these positive results. Your biology operates on a very strict internal clock, and viewing the wrong light at the wrong time can literally reverse all the incredible benefits you racked up during the day. See, if you view bright, artificial light late at night, particularly between the hours of 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., you activate a very specific, highly sensitive brain structure called the perihabular nucleus. While daytime UVB light activates the pathways for passion and vitality, nighttime artificial light shining into your eyes sends a very different and honestly very harmful signal right to this specific part of your brain. As the researchers clearly noted, activating the perihabular nucleus late at night literally truncates your dopamine output and triggers symptoms of depression. This late-night exposure is incredibly dangerous to your overall well-being. It directly shuts down your dopamine, which, remember, is your primary molecule of motivation and drive, and completely undermines your daytime hormonal gains. Think about it. You could spend a perfect 30 minutes outside in the midday sun, but if you spend the hours between midnight and 2 a.m. staring at a bright phone screen, you are actively neutralizing your own vitality. But by getting your sunlight early and keeping your nights dark, you are working in perfect harmony with your biology. You can maintain a high baseline of passion, reproductive health, and overall well-being. So I highly encourage you to try this zero-cost protocol for just a few weeks. Get outside 2 to 3 times a week for 20 minutes, safely expose some skin, and strictly avoid those bright screens after 10 p.m. Observe the undeniable shift in your own energy and romantic drive. But it does leave us with a pretty fascinating question to ponder. If invisible light from our star is quietly pulling the levers of our deepest human desires, what other hidden environmental forces are shaping who we are every single day?